Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. I'm Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And we're going to be talking about some hot witch topics today. I'm going to be talking about this is week 2 in my Hot Witch Summer series. So we're going to be talking about um, this confidence, power, radiance, hot witch energy is what I'm calling it. I wanted to do this series, just another reminder because one, I wanted something for me, so I'm kind of taking you on my own journey of really delving deep into my own magic and glamour magic and all that sort of stuff. So this is kind of part of it. So I figure since I'm going to be doing this anyway, I would share it with you guys. So we are on week 2, and it's sort of like a countdown to the summer solstice. And I'm really tapping into this energy right now. So that's what this is about. So, hi everyone. Let me go ahead and turn the phones off because it's inevitable that I'll get a call. But hello, hello, welcome. Again, I am Mika. This is Lead Taken, and we're going to get into this fun conversation, but we're going to learn some stuff as well. But it's all light. Um, I talked about this a couple months ago that this channel would be a place where it's not that I don't talk about serious subjects or things that are happening. It's just that you can get that information, you can get that kind of talk in a lot of other places. And some of us need a place, hello, Insky, some of us kind of need a place right now where we're talking about other topics. But please understand, I am fully tapped into what's happening. Um, just like everybody else is. It's not that I am ignoring it. Uh, I'm doing my work. I got something working literally behind me. So, just a little heads up if you want, go ahead and create your protection candles if you want. Um, Hopefully, for the protesters and for those who are standing up against uh, kidnapping that's happening in this country. And that's all I'll say about that. So, we're going to move on and get into the topic. Okay. So again, we're on week 2 of the Hot Witch Summer series. I have my notes because I'm going to go over a lot today on this topic, but we're going to be talking about your body being sacred. We're going to talk about glamour magic as well. We're going to talk about some crystals and crystals that you want to charge in the sun. Um, a little bit about solar plexus empowerment. I'm going to do an entire video. It's already recorded. It'll go up. It's scheduled to go up on Sunday for Sunday deep dive. So that's going to be a really good one, really in depth, but good. More on a shorter side than some of the other videos so far, but a lot of good information. But your solar plexus empowerment that leaves you feeling unstoppable. I'm going to tie my personal spiritual practice, which is cottage witchery. I'm going to give some celebrity examples that'll for bold witchy energy, and a little bit about the Love Witch Book of Shadows and how that kind of fits in. So that's going to be the conversation. Full disclosure, um, I feel a lot better. If you notice, I'm not as sickly sounding, but I still deal with a little bit of a cough occasionally. That's still popping up. It's just some lingering thing, but hopefully we're getting past it. Also, I am currently having maintenance done to my AC unit. A part had to get ordered. I talked about that last week, and the part was ordered and it's here and they're in the process. It's hot. It's like 80 degrees as I talk to y'all right now. So we're gonna try to push through. So this might be a shorter live, is my point. And they're actually still working, so I might get interrupted. But on to the topic. Here is a prompt I want you to think about as I get started. What makes you feel most confident? Or I should say, what makes you feel like your most confident witch self? So let me know in chat. Thanks. I'm fighting my way through. Um, I'm dressed this way for a reason. My hair is making me hot though, so I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm trying. I realized long hair, these locks, it is like a blanket, but we're gonna push through. Let me fix because my thighs are sticking to the. We're gonna push through. Hot witch energy. Okay, so what is hot witch energy? I kind of alluded to it. It's not just about trend anything. First of all, yeah, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about anything being trendy or something curated for social media. It's not an aesthetic. Um, Hot witch energy is that fire, emphasis on fire in the belly vibe, the kind that says, you know who you are, you walk in your truth, you are that witch, that type of energy. I'm talking about energy. So it's letting your voice carry without shrinking, trusting your decisions without second guessing, being visible, even when you've been maybe taught to hide. Um, and here's where I bring in that cottage witch lens. Hot witch energy can be, it can be wearing a vintage apron if that's how you want to look, do it, or over a sundress while you put honey in your tea, and whisper words of affirmation. It can be standing barefoot in your garden, with the sun hitting your shoulders, and knowing you're enough. It's that sacred rebellion of being soft and strong. That's how I'm defining it, being soft and strong. So I'm sitting here, I have on a pretty pink. I'm trying not to sweat to death. And I am in my power. And I'm self-assured, I know who I am, um, and I walk in my truth. And hopefully that's exhibited to you guys. Hopefully you're picking that up. Well, I assume you would be, but that's who I am, and I'm in my hot witch energy. That's all this means. Uh, yeah. So, and I also like to reference pop culture occasionally. So think of Beyonce, in like, as the high priestess of glamour magic, with that stage presence. Um, that she kind of brings to me, that's kind of giving spell work. And think like Meg Thee Stallion. To me, that's like pure sacral solar energy on display. Cardi B, confident, conjuring, kind of with all her words, the words that she raps. They don't say they're witches, but their energy moves like magic. You see what I mean? Okay. Another prompt for you, and these can be great things to write down in your book of shadows as well for journal prompts. But who gives you hot witch energy vibes? Are they real, fictional, or mythical? Doesn't matter. But I would like some names. Who gives you hot witch energy vibes that you know outside of the people I named? So I named Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and Beyonce. But who do y'all see? All right, so I want to talk about um, the sacredness of the body and magic. So getting more grounded, like, body sacredness means owning your body, right? Or sovereignty, I should say. Body sovereignty means owning your body as your magical space, no permission needed. In my practice as a cottage witch, I honor the home, and that also includes my body, because that's my first home. So that's where my spirit resides. So cottage witchery is deeper than just, pretty decor, cottage core, and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot more deeper, at least the way I practice. But my first home is my body. That is why I do a lot of the things that I do. And that's where I came up with the Book of Shadows for the Love Witch. And the love has everything to do with self love, by the way. It's not about outside. You said Jillian and her sisters, aunts and practical magic. Yes, I give you, yes. The aunts alone give hot witch energy vibe to me. The aunts for sure. Yeah. Okay, so then, a couple things that you might want to try on this kind of sacred body sovereignty type energy. I want to give some suggestions. You might want to try creating a morning. I have my notes because this is something I do. Create a morning body oil blend. Now, you could use infused sunflower oil or calendula. I sometimes look for products that kind of have some of one or more of these things in it, and I'll just add to it. That's another suggestion. One of the places I like to get like body oils from, is Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. They'll have like the body oils, and they'll have something like what I'm describing. They'll have that on display. Try that, and then you can add your own stuff to it as well. But once you do, speak your intentions as you rub it over your skin. Something like, I honor my shape, I cherish my rhythm, I move with power. You can use that if you like. But another thing, brew a confidence tea with lemon balm, orange peel, and chamomile. I have something like that. You remember, you can, if there's a like a tea that you have that has at least two of these things, you want to try something else, just add the other thing to it. Um, but with my tea, sip it slowly. You might want to do a little journaling about what you love about yourself, specifically about your body. If you're trying to work on that. Now, I have a couple different things that kind of get you there with the Book of Shadows for the Love Witch. I'm not just promoting it, it's actually in the beginning, front facing material. There's a lot of things to help with self love that kind of get you with this. Just telling you. Another thing is, have a designated beauty altar. My makeup vanity is also the beauty altar for me, where you keep your favorite scents, your mirror, your lipsticks, glosses, and maybe a crystal or something like that. For me, it became my glam station, and a place for where I could practice my sacred self love space. Um, yeah. But this kind of magic doesn't require expensive tools. It just requires your presence. And your presence is you showing up for yourself. Um, that gets harder for some of us, depending on what's going on in our lives and, where you are. For me, even though technically one would say, well, you have a lot of time to devote and spend time on yourself, pamper yourself, and do stuff like that. I may have the time, but a fun fact is the energy. So that has been something that I personally have been trying to figure out and work through for myself, is um, just trying to conjure the energy to do all the things that I'd like to do, including my self love practice. But even if I don't show up every single day, I show up most days, and that counts for something because I feel good about myself. And I just want to kind of go into this, like taking the time, rubbing the oils, and speaking these affirmations. If you make this a consistency, meaning a routine thing, well, hopefully you wash almost every day and you put something on. So at least every day, if you make a point to say this thing and just like put it on a mirror or have it memorized and just say this thing, and you just repeat the affirmation as you're doing the thing. Maybe it's not body oil, maybe it's skincare for you. The point is, the more you tell yourself this, you will begin to internalize it. And for some, it's takes more time than others, but it can work. And the first step, normally with magic, I say intention, but with this, the first step is honestly just believing. And then we can get into intention, but the first step is just believing it's possible. A lot of us are willing to cast spells and do all money for somebody else, things for, to help family, friends, stuff like that. But when it comes to like getting into this kind of stuff for the self, that's where we become a skeptic and we don't believe it might work as well. I've noticed that. I've had that problem with myself. The next thing, sun charged crystals and confidence tools. So I want to talk about tools. Um, so crystals for confidence. In my actual experience, citrine, pure solar energy, tiger's eye, a big. Also, if you watch Practical Magic movie, which by the way I'm going to be talking about on Friday, spoiler, with a new light on it, new angle. But anyway, tiger's eye. They talk about tiger's eye. Jillian talks about, oh, where's my tiger's eye? And she goes to the car, if you remember, and tries to get it, and that's when things get bad. But anyway, or worse. But tiger's eye is good for decision making and courage. Amber, warmth, ancient wisdom, beauty magic, and then sunstone, which is just joy and luck. But these are the stones that you could place in your windowsill to charge. But if you're in a place like Arizona, maybe 1 hour on the patio is more than enough. You don't need to keep them out there all day. It's a different animal out here. So, if you're in a place like this where it's already over 100 degrees, don't do it all day. An hour is more than enough. Then once you do, you can place them in a dish on your vanity once they're charged. You can add it to your self love spell jar or sachet or bag. You can tuck them. A lot of us tuck it in your bra. You can feel more empowered for decision making, throughout the day. And the Empress God says, yes, the bad guys show up when looking for her stone. Right. Remember, it was the tiger's eye. Honestly, I think I was aware of tiger's eye before then, but that did it for me. I was like, oh, I got to get some more tigers. And I did. And I have more. So, yeah, a cottage witch tip. You can create, I'm going to call it a bag, a little baggie, create a spell bag. You can use yellow fabric, stuff it with some dried rosemary, a pinch of cinnamon, and a small citrine. Hang it in your bathroom next to your mirror. Every time you see it, speak your chosen affirmation. That's a good one. If you don't have a yellow baggie, honestly, I would say orange is good as well, or brown if in a pitch if you don't have anything else. But yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about glamour magic. I'm going to take my time with this because glamour magic deserves a spotlight. At its root, glamour magic is about perception. How you see yourself first and how others see you. It's using appearance as a spell or a shield, a weapon, and or and a soft place to land all at the same time. And ways you can work it is you can create a beauty charm. You can build a glamour altar. And one of the things I like that's real simple is like combining moonlight and mirror magic. So we're dealing with a full moon. So at night, stand before, like in front of the mirror, if you can, with candlelight, speak the truth of who you are. Um, and you want to do this outside with the moon and just have that connection. You can say, I'm beauty in motion. I am a spell and the source, something like that. Like really boost yourself up. Um, with the beauty charm, it could be whatever you want to turn it into. I say, create a sigil or something like that, put that on the back. You can take something that exists and just write a sigil on it. Maybe you write it with oil or something else. Maybe it's not permanent, but you get what I'm saying. And as far as the altar, a glamour or beauty altar, um, the point is to add things that make you feel beautiful. It's easy for me with my vanity because all the things that I use for beautifying are on there. So what's my standard might not be your standard. So make it your own. Arrange like if you love red lipstick or you would like to start wearing red lipstick and maybe you don't wear it all the time or something really bright, bold color choices, like line those up so you can visually see them. Don't tuck them away if like it has drawers. Like have a couple out. Um, a scented oil, a crown, or whatever it is that you relate to glamour. Maybe it's lights. Maybe you have a couple string lights or something. But just make it your own. Make it beautiful. Glamour isn't about hiding who you are. It's about sort of turning up the volume on your truth. The key to glamour magic is truth. You got to believe it. I remember in my early on in my practice, I was doing like learning cloaking spells. I was talking about this recently too, with somebody else. We would do. Did y'all do that too? Like you try to cloak yourself in public to see if it actually works. So those were some of the earlier spells that I would try that kind of dip into glamour magic. I will say this. It, well, one, it always worked. It did work. I had to believe it was that was part of me kind of experimenting. I had to believe it worked. It's similar if you've done that. Glamour magic is the same way. It's not about, oh, you put this makeup on or you did your hair, or for some people you put a wig on, or you wearing clothes you normally don't wear, and that's the magic. I mean, it can be, but it's a lot more deeper than people give it credit for. Um, but it's here, and it's a truth that you have to buy into. You have to be willing to believe you are what you're presenting. And for some people, that's hard. That's really hard. And for some of us, as we're getting older and we're aging, if you believe beauty is related to youth, you're gonna struggle with this too. And I do see a lot of some of the older gals. I don't see a lot of them talking about glamour, beauty, magic, love, witchery, all that sort of stuff. I don't see a lot of them talking about that because I think a lot of people don't think they think that's the young woman's thing. For me personally, I would say I feel like it's for us to use because I don't know. I think we're the ones probably more adept at using glamour, magic, and things like that in a society that wants to throw you away, once you're over 35. So, I'm just saying, I think maybe we naturally a little bit better at using some of this and sort of directing energy with just the way we look or the color choices and stuff like that. But I digress. This is why I have notes because I'm going off off notes here, off topic. Cottage Witch tip: even when you're hanging herbs, like over, or if you want to, even a fake kind, like how you have like the hanging herbs or something like that over your mirror, this could be part of your glamour magic. Lavender for peace, rosemary for remembrance of your power, and roses. Definitely, if anything, roses for your charm. In my primary bedroom, I have definitely kind of did flowers and big roses, and I'm kind of pulling that energy in. Um, I do, again, not to keep plugging it, but I do have a section on glamour spells for specific outcomes in here as well. So you can use those for the purposes of like, if you are, going on a date, but also job interviews, days you just, I don't know, you need that extra boost, and maybe you just plan on running some errands, walking down the street, or going in and out of stores. Those spells are for that purpose as well. I have a question because I want to engage you guys. I do have a question. What's your go-to glamour magic move, if you have one? Is there a specific ritual or outfit or scent that never fails? Like every time you do it, like it kind of shifts your vibe. For me, definitely a red lip. Um, Red lip, certain hair colors. Red hair is my thing. I'm gonna get there, but because now that this is all very dark and it's a little too dark, red hair is my thing. I love red hair. It is definitely like it's tapping into so much with me. Like glamour is my sun sign, like very much hot witch energy. So red hair, that would be for me. Probably wearing red in general is my thing. That's a big move for me, glamour magically speaking. Um, I do want to give a confidence charm crafting ritual. It's kind of a cottage witch style spell. So if you were to do this, so it's a confidence charm bag. Um, Something small that you can kind of carry and keep on you. Again, small yellow, maybe gold pouch. If you can get a hand, excuse me, get a hold of that, or you can just use a square of fabric, whatever you got, and you can tie it with a ribbon. Sometimes I have done that. Of course, I don't have anything in front of me right now because I'm like, well, where is it? I didn't pull it out. Sorry, but yeah, I know it's something over here. I'm not going to get up, but I have bags like that I use. Ooh, you said eyeliner, the bluish teal hair because it mermaid energy, black outfits, and royal blue. First of all, the blue hair taps in blue or green taps into mermaid energy, and you can't tell me at that point. That's a whole other glamour. I'm with you on that one. But yeah, so a small little bag, pouch, or something like that. Again, we want the rosemary. This time we're using that for clarity. Chamomile. And by the way, the things I suggest are things you could access, or you can open up a tea bag and take out the chamomile if you don't have a thing, or you can just use that and open the tea bag, use that, and then add some rosemary to it. If you don't have rosemary but you have Italian seasonings and it has a little bit of rosemary in it, use that. Orange peel. I would suggest if you don't have lemon peel, orange peel, like dried, get in the habit of just having it. Even just grate it and use it and just keep it locked away because there's so many uses for that. But anyway, uh, I say orange, but in a pinch, you could use lemon. A pinch of cinnamon. By the way, the orange peel is just representing solar energy and sweetness. That's why I prefer orange over lemon. But if you have another citrus fruit that's kind of leaning more sweet, you can use that. A pinch of cinnamon, or you can use a cinnamon stick, but if it's a small bag, just like break it and use a piece of it. But a pinch of cinnamon is fine. And that's for fire and magnetism, by the way. Small crystal, again, I'm going to go with citrine, maybe cornelian. Um, and then your handwritten affirmation, or for those, because I like to be inclusive, for those who maybe you're not one with the words, a sigil. Use your sigil. You can put all that into the bag and you can create, the affirmation that you want to use. Um, what I do suggest, and I was just and I'm making a point to say this. So if I suggest a spell or ritual or anything like that, and I'm talking about different ingredients to add, speak to your ingredients as you add them to the bag. Don't be like some of us witches who've been practicing for a long time, and we're just in a habit of just like we're just doing it and we're going to do the thing once we have it all assembled. Don't do that. Speak to the herbs, speak to the things that you're, the crystal, everything. Assign it an action and intention as you're using it. Um, do I know this? Yes, but I'll be honest with you. In the past, recent past, I found that I was just kind of doing the thing and not connecting. And then I'm like, this spell, this is old reliable. Why isn't it, because I'm not doing what I normally do with it. So anyway, I've corrected that. So I'm going to tell that to you. So you would say, hey, rosemary for clarity, chamomile for calm, cinnamon for fire, orange pill for the glow. Put the things in a pouch. You tie it and then make sure you say something as in that is on me, tie it. And then you want to speak words once you tie it. And I have something I wrote here. I carry fire in my spirit, gold in my gaze. I am radiant, bold, and worthy always. Something that rhymes helps. Keep it in your purse, your pocket, a place on your altar, and recharge it in the sun as needed. So this is something you can put in the sun. Remember, everything I said, it wouldn't be harm being in the sun. You can also add in, because I just gave you the bare bones, but if you want to add something that a little smell good, essential oil, orange or vanilla. If you have something vanilla scented, a perfume, I would do a little spray, something that makes you feel confident when you wear it. Yeah, spray, hit it with that. But it's subtle. This is kind of subtle but powerful daily reminder about your confidence. And it'll help you grow. So confidence is yours to hold, grow, and embody. That's the point of this. One of the things that I do like to do is to enchant jewelry. So the bags, the little baggies, things like that, I like those. Mind you, I'm in the house most of the time, so I'm not out and about. If I was, I probably would have a little something in my bag or my purse or something like that. But for me, it's all about the jewelry. So there are certain things that I'm always wearing. One of my secrets that I do, and I'll share this with you, is of course the jewelry that I've purchased myself. Yes, I've enchanted, but I like the extra boost of people who have given me jewelry and I boost it. Like this bracelet, this was my best friend gave this to me years ago, and it's gold and silver, so it goes with everything. And then I have on a necklace, which what I have on you can't really see, but this particular necklace was also gifted to me. And I right now I'm wearing them all the time because I've enchanted this with a certain intention and certain energies, and that way I never and I don't take them. I don't take this off. So I shower, bathe, all that with these on, and sometimes I take it off, to clean it, jewelry cleaner, but you don't do that all the time. But I wear it all the time, so it does have that energy that I've coded into it, enchanted into it. So that's another way that you can do that too. When I look at this, because it was gifted to me, and it was gifted to me out of love, all of the jewelry that I have, um, I use that energy as well. Yeah. So I don't know. There's something a bonus when it was gifted to me versus me purchasing it. Although everything is effective, I'm just saying that's a little bonus tip. And with this, I want to help us ground our energy because I'm going to go ahead and wrap up because it's hot. Hot witch energy is about full embodiment. It's about claiming space in your life and in your practice, whether you are wearing a sundress or lounging in your robe or your house dress, whatever that is. Magic is alive in how you move, how you speak, and how you live. Um, I do just want to point out again on Friday, I'm going to be reviewing the movie Practical Magic. I really was thinking about doing the thing with the book and the movie, but I'm just going to stick it to the movie for now because I got a lot to talk about. And I know a lot of people have talked about the movie Practical Magic, but I'm going to do my own deep dive and I'm going to do it a little bit different than everybody else. Sunday, I have the video going up called Solar Plexus Magic, and it's about manifestation, willpower, and witchcraft, bold witchcraft. Again, kind of still taking this conversation even further. Um, and you can find the Book of Shadows for the Love Witch at leaptaken.com. Also on Amazon, links are in the description, as well as the TikTok shop, as well as the Hoodoo Grimoire and Book of Shadows for the Hearth Witch. These are my copies. I also have here as well. So these are also available for purchase in those same places. So it helps to write all this down. It helps to record the sigils that you're creating. It helps to do all that. Just heads up. So write that stuff down. And an affirmation that I want to have to close that I have for you guys. I am the warmth, the will, and the wonder. I am a radiant force of nature to embody hot witch energy. All right. So thank you all. I appreciate everybody for being here and for communicating. You know, I love you then for Scott, Insky, and anybody else who's here right now. I'm going to go ahead and go because it's just too hot to stay in this room. So I'm going to go to the other part of my house where it's a little bit cooler. And I will see you guys on Friday in better air conditioning. And we'll keep this going with the hot witch energy. Um, yeah, countdown to summer solstice is basically what we're doing. So I'll see y'all then. Bye. Thank you.